guys, Retro Reviews here again with another Transformers Cybertron video review. This time I'm taking a look at the Voyager class Soundwave figure. Now this is one that I have had for quite a while and have never really gotten around to reviewing it because frankly I did not know how to go about reviewing this guy. Like I got him way back before I started getting back into the Unicron trilogy stuff, and I got him all complete except for the key at the time thanks to my local hobby store, and then just recently picked up a spare key on eBay, and then so I got this guy complete again, and I really wanted to go ahead and take a look at him, but also due to the fact that his transformation is very weird, I needed to make sure that I could get it transformed correctly on camera, which might become a little bit of a challenge. And I want to get this guy back into robot mode and don't want to have to worry about having to transform him back for this review. So I'm going ahead and reviewing him now to get him out of the way, basically. So here is Soundwave in his bomber mode. Very resemblance, or it's a Cybertronian, well, in this case he's from the Planet X, which was a rival planet of the giant planet and was destroyed. So, but he's still a alien spacecraft, and he is based on the F-117 bomber with a lot more frills and spikes. So, one really cool thing to note is on both versions for Takara and Hasbro, there's this really nice gold paint, almost chrome gold, on this section right here. And then he does have a lot of nice yellowish, metallic yellow, not gold, but metallic yellow paint all throughout the detailing here, which looks really cool. We also do have some really cool stuff under here. Looks nice. We'll get into that later. These bombs for underneath his wings are actually interchangeable too, so you can actually drop them down like so. And if we go ahead and bring the cyber key here, first we'll go ahead and take a look at it. This is the Decepticon Planet X Key, which there was only 3 figures that use this: Soundwave, Sideways, and Unicron. So this is the Planet X Key. I guess everybody from Planet X is Decepticons. The Hasbro edition of the key, so it does have a code on the back. But other than that, nothing really different. I do really like how it's molded. It's molded flat on this side, but the Decepticon emblem that's molded on is etched into the back of the key that I keep dropping. So it's actually molded on back there, leaving the front of the key pretty flat. And it looks really nice. I also like the detail on the silver bordered bits with these little prongs sticking out of the side. A very Decepticon spikiness going on the front, or on the top. So, anyways, going ahead and plugging the cyber key in, unlatches the this piece and would allow us to drop a bomb. And this bomb I'm going to go ahead and put away and save for later. Now, for jet mode, he does roll. He has landing gear on either wing and on the front, which does allow for some rolling movement. And size comparison. Here he is next to the Siege Voyager Optimus Prime. And as you can see, with that wingspan even, he is quite a bit taller, quite a bit bigger, and just overall bulkier. Now, getting into the transformation here, we're going to go ahead and start by folding this piece back, folding these pieces out and attaching them from the sides. These will form the legs, and if you'd like, you can also extend them all the way out, and the heels, like so. Fold the wings back here down, and getting the legs out of the way, then fold this section back here and just get that out of the way for now. Unpeg the arms from each other. Take this one, and that will fold all the way around. Make sure to fold this joint and this joint here, and then just straighten out the arm. Next up is this arm, and we're going to unpeg that section from the front and bring that all the way around, folding all of these joints so it kind of lays like that. Next up, come to the back here, flip this panel up, flip the waist all the way around, and then close this panel into that peg hole, and that will lock all of that into place. Straighten the legs down with their really tight ratchets, and then fold the front skirt pieces down. And then next we're going to fold this part down, but we're not going to fold it all the way down just yet. We're going to take his head, rotate it around, and there is a double jointed section right here which this plate rests on, and that we are going to want to work so we get that folded like that, and then just kind of push that into the recess there, and that should fit just nicely. And then finish folding the rest of the body around, and then there's two pegs on this side of the body that are gonna fit into those two holes there. And then on this side there is one peg on the body that's going to fold into that slot there. And then once you get everything straightened up how you would like, there we have Soundwave in his robot mode. Go ahead and bring the camera up and get him in a nice position here so we can go ahead and take a zoom in look on his face. Now this is a very nice head sculpt. I do like this one a lot. It is very reminiscent of the original Cybertron, or the original Soundwave from Generation 1, just much spikier and much more modern. Now, I believe the Takara release has some more silver paint around some of the details. This one does have a gold, or that same metallic yellowish gold color for the chest as the mouth plate, which I do like that look a lot. And as you can see, we do have some light piping on this figure, so go ahead and take out the little LED flash bulb, and there we go. We get this very nice, very deep purple visor glowing. I do like the way that looks. Go ahead and zoom out. I want to see what it looks like in full view of the body with the lights off. which there you can see it now, just very bright and illuminating and very menacing. So here he is in this mode. A very nice look to Soundwave. Very menacing, very just overall sci-fi bad guy look to him that I just really do like. The backpack is a little bit egregious. It's just hollow wings and a little bit back here. But overall it does do very nicely. Detail-wise, again, just like with a lot of other Transformers that I've reviewed for this line, there's a lot of detail here, and most of it is in vehicle mode already. And vehicle mode and robot mode share a lot of the same parts. We don't have very big shell former issues like we do in modern toys, where like for Roadbuster, for example, here that I've been using for the deluxe size comparison, is like this chest here is very clearly his car mode front, but it is a fake. The actual car mode front ends up becoming on the back of his feet, and then all of this junk on here just sits there. So there's a lot of detail in this, but a lot of it doesn't get borrowed over from each mode. It feels like two completely separate toys, whereas this feels like one cohesive toy in both modes. You can clearly tell what becomes what, and that's what I like a lot about the Cybertron line and the Unicron trilogy line in general, is that they kept the design simple so they can have basically thick, like, better engineering for an action figure standpoint. Now, for articulation wise, for Soundwave, we do get a ball jointed head, which, as you saw in the transformation, allows him to look all the way around, and he can bend down that far and back up that far. We get a swivel in the elbow or shoulder, which would allow for 360-degree rotation, but because of the backpack, it doesn't get that far. But we also do get a butterfly joint for this side. That's a pretty nice touch. We also do get a rotation at the bicep, as well as a 90-degree bend in the elbow. Same on this side, except for the butterfly joint to allow the arm to go forward. Nothing in the waist, but we do have the side skirts that do bend out a little bit. This one doesn't want to stay out, but this one does go outwards that far, so we do allow for a kick out that far. And then the front skirt can bend up, and we can allow for a kick that far forward, and then a kick that far back before it starts banging into the backpack. We also get very tight ratchet joints for the knees, as well as a cut above the knee for the thigh swivel. Due to transformation, that piece pops out and can frequently go in and out of place. But then we can also articulate the toes and the heel spur however we need to in order to maintain balance for a pose. So he can get into some pretty decent poses. I'm not going to try to showcase that right now because the transformation joints for the legs that bend his legs inward like that gets in the way a lot, because just trying to position him and then all of a sudden his leg snaps basically. Now for accessories, we do have the bombs that we saw before. First, for this one, we're going to fold the weapon, or fold these prongs out. And then we have a 3-barreled weapon, and then fold that bit down. And then this one, we're going to fold this cannon out first, and then rotate this section out, fold down the handle, and fold down this barrel. So there is those weapons. Now this one is designated to be the cannon that rests on top of Soundwave's shoulder traditionally, and also features a rotation joint. So you can have this and pretend it's like a Gatling gun kind of thing that spins around. And then this one just becomes a regular arm-mounted one, or handheld weapon, I guess. And lastly, that last bomb that I showed before, go ahead and plug the cyber key in. This time it comes out of the lower back. And we open up his chest compartment. And if you guys know Soundwave, you know where this is going. So, opening up the chest compartment, and we have this third bomb right here. And then for this one, we're going to fold up these pieces on the side, and then fold these ones up, and then fold the little spikes out towards the back. Fold this piece out. Fold these pieces out. And flip up the head. And who else do we have except for Laserbeak? So yeah, Laserbeak is masquerading as one of the bombs that you can place in the chest of Soundwave. It's a very nice look back on the traditional Soundwave figure, and I really do like the way this played out. Now, you can see Laserbeak has a peg on the bottom of his body, and there is a couple places on Soundwave where you can plug him into. There's a port right there. There's nothing on the left arm because of this shield. Yeah, unfortunately the front of the jet just becomes this shield that hangs off of his arm. But the place I like to perch Laserbeak is up here on top of one of the wings. So that way he can get a good survey of his surroundings. Before he would fly off and make his attack. So now, size comparison time. And go ahead and showcase him off next to the Galaxy Force Starscream. As you can see, they are about same head height. There's a lot more going on the backpack to Soundwave, so that's what fills up the size class for him mostly. Go ahead and take a look at a more modern Voyager class figure. We've got the Ultra Magnus unarmored here. As you can see, they are about the same head height, with Soundwave being a little bit taller. And finally, we're going to go ahead and take a look with him next to Megatron. So, there you can see Megatron still towers over him, as he's going to tower over every other Decepticon in the line. except for the Supreme Starscream. So, yeah, very nice. I do really like the Soundwave figure. Very, very nice figure. I do like him a lot. One thing I do want to point out is that from what I heard, that there is an issue, a very bad quality control issue with the Takara Galaxy Force release versus the Hasbro Cybertron one. And that being, according to TF Wiki, one of the pins that holds in the waist in place for transformation is pinned in at an angle, which makes the transformation very, very difficult. And I think some of that might have carried over to some of the Hasbro releases, because I know due to the paint job and the fact that I have a Decepticon emblem tampographed on there, I have the Hasbro release. So one thing to consider is that you might have that waist malfunction to deal with if you get that's a definite if you get the Takara release, and it's a maybe if you get the Hasbro release. So just word of warning there. Other than that, I think the Universe 2.0 blaster repaint of this figure was actually fixed on that, and same with the Galaxy Force Sound Blaster release. So yeah, other than that, if you can find this guy at a really good price, or if you can find this guy at a good price, I do suggest picking him up. He is still a really fun Transformer in a very menacing, modern look of one of the traditional big bads from the original series. So yeah, I do highly recommend this guy, given his shortcomings and how, like I said at the beginning of the review, I don't like transforming this guy back into jet mode because stuff does not want to fit. But all things considered, at the end of the day, this Soundwave figure is fantastic, and I do like it a lot. And if you could find it for a really good price, I do suggest picking it up. Anyways, this has been Ratchet Reviews. I hope you guys liked this video review, and I will see you again next time. Bye.